Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to share with you guys, coming into the new year, my 2-year experience living here in Tucson, Arizona. What are some pros and cons? What are some things I learned across the way? And hopefully when you guys relocate here or decide to visit here, this will help you out a little bit. So yes, I know there has been delay in content. I'm 9 days into the new year, haven't dropped a video. You probably wondering where I'm at. Well, it seemed like coming to the new year, it did not treat me well because I must have came down on a mini flu or whatever because it didn't hit me bad. But I'm done and over with that, and we back to making content again. So with that being said, we're going to talk about a few things. I got some bullet points here that I have made just so I can talk about and stay on it, just comparing the difference between, let's say, Phoenix and Tucson. Depends on if you had to go with both. Maybe your employer may be relocating you here to Tucson like mine did, or maybe you're trying to go to Phoenix first and then you don't like that vibe and you want to come down to Tucson, or vice versa. Maybe you relocating to Arizona for college. Whatever your reasons may be, I'm gonna share with you guys my experience. So the very first thing I'm gonna say is that coming out here to Arizona, Tucson specifically, is definitely a different vibe compared to the East Coast. If you guys don't know, my name Anthony. Welcome. I go by the Blue Circuit, and I have relocated from Detroit, Michigan, Metro Detroit, Michigan to be specific, because I figure out here, like, everybody know Phoenix. So in Detroit, I'm not going to tell you the city where I'm actually from because you're not going to know it anyway. But I came from Detroit, Michigan, and I relocated out here to Tucson, Arizona. So one thing I must say, just comparing not the city, but coming from a metro city to Tucson, very first most I must say that it is very slow down here. Tucson is more like a slow down vibe or whatever. Maybe it's just me because my life has changed. You know, I was young, single when I was in Detroit, vibrant, going everywhere. And now, since I got a little bit older, more into my career, I just started having kids. Um, I'm more of a slow down type of spot in my life. I mean, life tend to slow down and level out a little bit. I'm not always fast paced how I once was. So that's something I have learned and experienced within the 2 years I have been here. Like, Tucson is more slowed down. You start to appreciate life a little bit more. You're surrounded by mountains and things like that, and you know, you're not just rushing. You just going with the flow. And that's something I would say here. If you're coming here to Arizona, Tucson specifically, it's slowed down. Now, if you go to Phoenix, which where I'm at is about an hour, 2 hours up the road, Phoenix is definitely your city. It's fast paced, major highways, major freeways, plenty of stuff to do. That's something I must say in Phoenix. Like, there's always stuff to do, even especially if you're like into hiking, doing like trails, you enjoy mountains, being close to the mountains. That's where Tucson is pretty much good at. But if you want that city vibe, if you're very big into like the clubs, the nightlife, you want the big fancy malls, you want like the high end stores and stuff like that, you're not gonna find that much down here in Tucson. But you're gonna get all of that in Phoenix. You want that big city vibe, you want that exotic vibe, you want palm trees everywhere, and just the latest and greatest, I would say. That's all in Phoenix. That's something you're going to experience. I would say that now we're going to switch lanes into like the job market a little bit. The job market down here in Tucson is a little bit different than it is in Phoenix. So that's just something to be aware of that I have experienced over the 2 years. Tucson is more, since it's slowed down, it's more geared towards like your logistics, manufacturing, and like your aerospace defense. That's pretty much what's down here. So that is pretty much what you're going to get if you're in the Tucson area or your military. Most likely, it's a lot of Air Force people down here. So that's pretty much the whole nature of the community down here in Tucson. Now in Phoenix, that is like your tech hub. They're building data centers over there. Lots of innovation that's going on over there. Like, you have Oracle, I'm thinking about, and a lot of healthcare. Healthcare is big up there in Phoenix, so you got lots of top name hospitals and healthcare and all that stuff going on. Telehealth is very big here, so that's something to be aware of if you're coming out here. So if any you guys are in that field or anything that nature, there you go. The job market is here for you. Now, as I'm going down my list here, one of the things I have experienced, which it sucks being in Tucson, is the infrastructure. The infrastructure here, I'm learning, is just very horrible, and it's just, I even came from like a smaller city than Tucson. The infrastructure is way better than this. Like I was born and raised in Flint, Michigan, and we had better highways to get through here. Everything in Tucson is very dependent upon the 10. That's only one freeway, interstate, whatever you want to call it. But that is the only expressway here. If you want to travel from east to west in Tucson, you're going through the city. There's no expressway between the city or anything like that for you to go from east to west. You're pretty much going to be pretty much going to be a 20 to 30 minute drive no matter where you go. And that just is what it is. I heard back in the earlier days from people that was in the community that said, hey, the previous mayor and the politicians wanted to keep Tucson small. But as you guys see with people relocating, times going on, that you really can't keep Tucson small because they steadily growing. Which that's going to go to my third point here is that Tucson is definitely growing outside of that infrastructure. And you can see that because especially in my neighborhood, and as you start driving around when you come to visit Arizona, that they are constantly building out here. Like they're building homes left and right. And that's a good thing. That shows you there's growth because back at home in Michigan, I didn't really see too much growth. The houses and subdivisions getting built up like that. People was pretty much renovating homes there, but they're actually building homes. So that tells you that people are actually willing to relocate and move to Arizona, which that's a good thing. So as of now, as we just talking about that, Tucson is good as my experience if you want mountain views. I shared that in the previous videos if you guys want to look at that, but that's something I can say that's a pro over Tucson versus going to Phoenix. Phoenix is like, I'm telling you, like Phoenix is like a vibe. It's very cityfied, I would say. You could tell you in a metro city, you got those nice 6-lane highways. It's busy, it's in the know. I mean, you're going to get that. Tucson, you don't get that. You get 3-lane highways on each side. Sometimes it go down to 2, depends on how far south you're going. But that's pretty much what you get. But you do get mountains here. I must say that you're very close to the mountains here in Tucson versus in Phoenix, because in Phoenix you got to go on the outskirts. You got to leave the city. You're going to have to drive way on the outskirts to get some type of mountain vibes. Here in Tucson, no matter where you go, no matter where you drive in the city, you're going to get those nice mountain vibes no matter where you go. Whether you're going north, south, east, or west, you're going to see some mountains, and you can get pretty up close to them. So I can give Tucson that. The second thing I must say, okay, people don't talk about this enough, but I catch myself talking about this more, and that is the food. Now, Tucson is very good here when it comes to gastronomy. They have like lots of different places. I did find like a place that do sell some soul food here. That's like one of my popular videos that they don't have soul food. It's only about one spot. I'm not gonna lie. It's one spot here, man. They sell decent soul food, but other than that, that's about it. So it is here. It's just one restaurant. Since I've been here, it's not like prevalent that I'm used to, whether I'm going down south or whether I'm on the East Coast. It's just not as frequent as you may see. But one thing I can say that I have experienced here, that there is a lack of barbecue spots here. And I'm not talking about like your let me see. Like when it comes to barbecue spots, I'm talking about like actual restaurants that's like good, that's good at doing barbecue. You're gonna get your like what would I say, like Dickie's barbecue. You're gonna get like Famous Dave's. Like those are barbecue spots, I would say, but I'm talking about like pure authentic barbecue spots. It's hard for me to think of a name right now because it's more localized. I would think you'll see that here. Like when you go to Texas, you know about barbecue. If you're from Texas, you know about barbecue. Here, you're not getting barbecue like that. There's like one restaurant I would say that's pretty big in Tucson that has a barbecue restaurant. I'm talking about getting brisket and all of that stuff. Like there's no spot that I have been to that actually sell like a decent brisket except for one. But they do have meat markets that you can grill it yourself and all that stuff, but it's just not prevalent. Because I mean, I've been itching when I've been out here all the time. It's like getting like some good barbecue food. I feel like that's the lack of there. But also the best food I have had here, which is completely different, is that usually I'm used to like a brick and mortar spot or a small hole in the wall spot that usually has the best food. Here, it's a totally different dynamic. Food trucks is like the gold source of food out here. Like if you could find a good food truck, most likely that's going to get your best food out here. I had some of my best Mexican food, my best Japanese food, my best Chinese food, and all of that coming from a food truck. And the thing that sucks about it is that food trucks, sometimes you're not really going to be searching for a food truck. Sometimes you're not going to be out, you want to take your family out to these different restaurants. Sometimes they come to your job and stuff like that. So that's like the very inconvenience of it, is that they're more of a food truck and they're constantly moving around. And I get it, that's to help them cut down costs and stuff like that. But it's like kind of tough, especially you want to take your family out. So that's something I'm experiencing here. Like it's more like a food truck type of vibe. And you got to be like in the inner city, or you got to really know that name and study their locations and like call them frequently and see like, hey, where you guys going to go at, where you going to set up shop at. So that's something I have noticed over the 2 years. Like there's not too many brick and mortars spots, and that's due to the pandemic and so forth. And they all went to, you know, the food trucks. And also, like, unfortunately, like not too long ago, ever since these ICE agents came out, like literally not too long ago, like some of my favorite taco spots that I was gonna take you guys to, it has, well, I got a phone call. My bad, back now. So like I was saying that some of the favorite taco spot I want to share with you guys that got hit up by ICE agents. So they closed a few of those restaurants. So that thing is real here. ICE and people getting deported is very real here in Arizona. So you will see shops that you go to maybe that you enjoy that was nice, and then they just shut down due to reasons like that, and they may just open back up. So that's some things that I have experienced here 2 years being in Arizona. The very next thing I would say is that they are expanding, like I hit on earlier. Like the houses is coming up. So just because it's small now, I feel like this is the perfect time for you, if you're thinking about coming to Arizona or you want to visit, jump into it now. Check out your areas now, because it is growing fast everywhere. Whether you're in Tucson, whether you decide to go in Phoenix, Gilbert, Queen Creek, Goodyear, Scottsdale, Tempe, Mesa, like those are fast growing cities because people are coming out here. The jobs are prevalent out here. And plus, I'm going to do a video and show like a breakdown that I seen what they was doing. But now I was seeing a video not too long ago where they, like Phoenix and Tucson, are pretty much expanding, because they expanding the highway and they're trying to like link the two job markets in the two cities together, because there's another city called like Casa Grande that's all is growing, but there's not too many jobs over there, I would say. But it's the perfect middle ground, because you like can go an hour north and you in Phoenix, and you an hour south and you go to Tucson. So you can get like the best of both worlds. Depends on where your job is at and where you want to live at, and all that stuff. So based on my 2 years experience, that is what I have experienced so far. I'm still learning the nature of the land, the whole, like where everything is at, because again, everything is spread out here. That's something that you have to get used to. Everything is spread out. This is very driver centric. You're going to have a car here. The public transportation is not the best in Tucson. I even went to Phoenix and tried to see like, okay, how the public transportation is. It's there. I usually see the most in college towns, to be honest, where they have like the little rail cars and stuff like that. But overall, like public transportation sucks. So that's expected. Again, Arizona's still growing. They got a lot of stuff to do. They recognizing that. They also plan on they're doing a lot of innovation, like fixing the water system here. I know that's like a big thing for people. Like, hey, what about the water? I heard they strain the Colorado River and that's draining out. They having a lot of innovation, a lot of things they're going around here where they're big on renewable energy and like recycling and stuff like that. So they are taking strides in there, and I haven't had an issue with water whatsoever. Like, so they doing it right out here. So that's going to wrap this video up. That's my short synopsis of like my 2 year experience staying here in Arizona. And I know I didn't cover everything, so if another topic come up in my mind, you know I'm going to make a video. And like that is going to wrap this video up. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe. And thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every comment. I appreciate every subscribe. And I appreciate every view, man. Because you guys didn't have to watch this video, but you decided to chill and watch here with me and spend some time with me. So like that, I see you guys in the next video. Check them out. They may be popping up here or here. And I'll see you later. Peace.